What's up to all my kings and queens out here? I refer to my people as kings and queens because we are kings and queens. So, what's up, everybody? Everyone is listening, everyone is watching. I'd like to say, please subscribe to this channel, to this. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, throw a thumbs up. If you don't, then you don't. Do what you do. And it's all good. I just wanted to come out today and talk about a topic I usually just starting out, want to talk about some things that are pressing for people like myself. For everybody, I am a true believer of human rights, all human rights. At the same time, utilizing, just using my human rights. I wake up, I'm a black man. So with that understood, there's no question to that, being a black man in this world is what it is. And in this country, we know what it is. So, saying that, hot coffee, good though. Saying this, I was thinking about, how it is for us as black men and some of the hardships, I guess, we have to undergo, and some of these things we honestly we put on ourselves. Wanted to talk about domestic violence, domestic abuse, the charges, the situation, the outcomes, for, I don't know the statistics, somebody can run those statistics, but, I know it's hard for a black man to beat a case if he's on a domestic violence, a domestic assault case. And it's really unfortunate when it happens. And it's really unfortunate when it happens to a person that's innocent. Now I'm gonna go into my story. A few years back, there was this chick that I knew from high school, and I didn't kick it with her back in high school, but I was on one of my things. You know how we do. And for those that don't know how we do, I was being whorish. I was not really in a relationship at the time, so I found myself being really out there. So social media, not so much, but just out there, looking for stuff that, they say you look for things and you'll find them. Well, anyhow, I was involved with someone, but, I was on Facebook and on these different sites, and long story short, this girl hit me up, the inbox or whatever, and she was like, "Hey, handsome." Took me by surprise. I was like, "Oh, yo." I knew who that was. She was, She was back in the day, she was known. So I was like, "Yo, what up?" So, we linked up whatever. Now, first mistake I'll say I made was the boom. But I will say fault, because I should have cut it through right there. Didn't find nothing sexy with it, just rolled on, with her. Well, I explained to her that, look, I'm not trying to be in a committed relationship. She was a married woman, and but she was, separated or whatever, you know. But to me, look, I was going through a divorce at the time, keeping it 100 too. See, that's another thing. If you're not keeping it 100%, then these are the things that take place, and why they take place is because you ain't keeping it 100. So, I'm kicking around with her, but I let her know, look, I'm not trying to be, like fully committed or whatever. Well, I don't know if she listened or if she cared or not, but nonetheless, what took place one evening, she insisted to have me return her key. I never wanted a key to a house. Dude, if I'll give you a key, tell it, nah, you don't want no key. If your intentions are not to be there 100%, then nah, I ain't trying to get no key. I'm good. So hold up. So yeah, no key unless you trying to be 100. So anyhow, she called me up and was like, "Hey, I want my key back." And I was like, "All right, well, look, I got some things I got to do, but I'm gonna bring you a key and drop it off to you." She said, "Nah, I'm up at your mother's house right now." I was like, "Yo, wait. You where? You at my mother's house? Why are you at my mom's house?" So I called my mother and I was like, "Hey, do not let this deranged person in the house, Mom. I mean, no." Well, there's there's caveats to everything, or a backstory to everything. She just happened to have known. My mother was a teacher, school teacher, and she taught this girl. So this girl had a school crush on me, So, my mother knew that what I was doing. She knew I wasn't serious. I mean, hell, I was going through a divorce at the time. I'm doing my thing, you know what I mean? But she goes in the house. So I get to the house and I'm like, "Hey." She runs out the house and like yelling and screaming all these, obscenities. I'm not gonna, go into that because of, might be some younger viewers to see this. But, take note. She came out just screaming and hollering, and I told her, "Look, told you I was gonna bring you your stuff. You need to leave from my mother's house right now. This is not happening. We're not married. We're not boyfriend, girlfriend. We're not engaged. We just kicking it. So she takes it to a whole nother level and damages my truck that I had at the time, scratched all into it, insisted to stay in the house when she went back in the house after, going through the refrigerator and grabbing stuff out of the refrigerator. Who does that? I mean, mind you, okay, Pete, I bought some stuff, had it at her house. We were no longer kicking it. Took it back to my mother's house, put it in the refrigerator. And this bride is grabbing the food out of the refrigerator that I bought. And I'm like, I ain't buy this and put it in your house. Maybe, some will say, hey, you bought food and, I should have stayed in that house. Maybe you can say I was being petty at the time, whatever, but I was done. So, look, I spent my hard earned, you know what I mean? Give me mine. So, and this story ain't over. So, I'm calling the police and letting them know, look, what's going on. So they're en route, but as I'm trying to get this woman out of the house, and mind you, I had my niece in the house and her son were downstairs, and they're hearing all of this. And my sister, my younger sister, who was around the same age as this young lady, she was at the house at the time. Not pretty. Let's just say, sis got her ass up out of there. Nothing happened to my sister. Thank God for that. Shout out to you. You know who you is, sis. And situation turned where, she got in her car, she left her wallet there, all her ID, credit cards and all this stuff. But she jetted off. She's, so I called the police. Police said, they actually called and said they apprehended her because she had called the police and was trying to make a charge on me. But the call had already gone through first. I had already made the call first. So first call, first response. That's all I say. That's all I know in that situation. So they picked her up. She went to jail and all that. And I didn't hear back from her. Didn't want to hear back from her. Left her alone. So months passed, and she called me back. She was asking me to do her a favor. So the favor was to pick up some Christmas gifts and take them to. This is the things that I have experienced. Pick the Christmas gifts up that she had got for her son and daughter and take them to her husband's house. Tripping, right? Real talk. I ain't making this up. Now, I did know her husband. I had met her husband. It just happened to have been. It's a small world. Her husband's mother, R.I.P., her husband's mother babysat my son when he was a baby. Just by coincidence. It just happened to have been that. Well, on this particular day that I'm going to pick this stuff up and take it to her husband, she decides when I go into the house and get the stuff that she wants a hug and a kiss. I tell her, no, I'm good. I don't want no hug and kiss. She's like, well, you left your coffee mug here. Okay, well, here, let me get my coffee mug. So, like I said, I'm telling the truth. During this process, I had been starting to go back over for breakfast. I wasn't doing nothing, just go over there, get something to eat, get something to drink, because it was close to my job, So that was fault on my part, on my behalf. I'm gonna take that one all the way to the hip. So, on this particular day, she wants a hug and a kiss, and I'm like, nah, you need to go on with that. So she runs up on me and talking about, you can hug and kiss on all these other women and stuff, but you can't hug me. So I just got her up off of me, Get back. Give me 6 feet. Well, she fell back, hit her head, fell straight to the floor, went out. Bam! I was like, oh my goodness. I helped her up. And I was like, are you okay? And she came to her senses like, I'm calling the police. You done put your hands on me. It's like, oh, yeah, here we are. No, 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 no. So I proceeded to go outdoors, get into my vehicle, and go on about my business. I'm going to still drop her stuff off with her husband. I get in my vehicle, start it up, drive down the street, turn right, come to a light, and boom, I get hit in my back. I'm like, what the hell? I look back, and there this girl is on me. So my automatic, thought was, let me get the hell away from her. So I kid you not. This was in Nashville, Tennessee. I drove from North Nashville. If anybody knows the area, that sees this, that's from the Nashville area, I drove from in North Nashville over by Edge Fish on DB Todd, got on whatever interstate it was, and ended up, this girl followed me all the way, just chasing me. Ended up in Brentwood. Got off at the mall exit, or right beyond that, and then I lost her. Because I went the back way, back to Mount Juliet, 840. If anybody knows that, I'm not putting up no, pictures or nothing, but yeah, it was a long, long run. Long run. Stopped at her husband's house, gave her his stuff, the kids were there. I told him, what all was going on. And he was like, man, just as long as you put your hands on her. And I was like, dude, first of all, no, I don't put my hands on no woman. And second of all, I hope we're not about to have no situation, because, you know what I mean? Just the way he said it, but he was letting me know he had problems with her before, with putting his hands on her, or her putting her hands on him. Either way, he had a situation. So he was letting me know. So that day went through, that was Christmas time, everything's fine, and come time around, let's say February, I was Ubering, and I had to go pick somebody up, up in Hendersonville. And I was working in Nashville. I'm not gonna say where I was working at, but I was working in Nashville at the time. So I left work, turned on the Uber, boom, going up to Hendersonville to pick up this fare. Now, this person had to go to the airport, Nashville BNA Airport. I get to I mess up. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm get to Old Hickory, and we're in here's the 2 lanes right here, and there was a turning lane. What I did was I tried to go around the people sitting at the light, hook through, and so I could make it on, because the traffic was bad. If I would have went another direction, I was like, oh man. So whoop whoop, blue lights. Uh-oh. So here we go. So I pull over, and I'm good. I got my license, I got my insurance. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm like, hey, nothing on me. I'm good. No, I wasn't good. Man, I took my license, was back there for a few minutes, and now time is ticking. Uber driver, Lyft driver, whatever, taxi driver, the clock is ticking. This person's paid for this amount of time, to get from this destination to the other, and Time is ticking. It's just running. The cop comes back and he asks me to step out the vehicle. I'm like, was there a problem? And he lets me know, yes, you have a warrant for your arrest. And I'm like, what? A warrant? For what? For domestic violence. Ah, the girl had called the police during that time that we was on the road. She was chasing me. She called the police. She pulled over, called the police, had a police report. You know, police report set up for from Christmas up to dang near Valentine's. Just to be honest, you know, they never served it when I got pulled over for doing something stupid. I ended up going to jail for 12 hours that night. I'm pissed, but I get out. I'm like, I'm not fooling with her no more. She's done. That's a wrap. Suckered me back. Just gonna make a long story short on that. Suckered me back. And by this time, now this is the point where children need to walk away. Parents, if you have any children, you need to move them away. And fathers, please, you know. But brothers out here, brothers that, you know, doing your thing and, you know, everything is good and copacetic and all this, and you trying to be a player and all this. Well, I'm going to tell you, I ain't bragging, but I was just sitting thinking. During this particular time frame, I was dealing with 4 other women. When I say dealing with, getting it in, smashing 4 other women and this one. Everybody knows, ain't nobody committed. I ain't committed. We ain't committed. You ain't committed to me. I'm not committed to you. We just doing our due. We all grown folk. All grown. Except for number 5. Number 5 took it all the way live, and let's just say on this one Friday night, I had something going on with somebody else. And, you know, we're getting ready to, you know, make our move. And then I'm sitting in the driveway, and I look, because there was an alley behind me, and I see her car go by. I'm like, yo, what the heck is this? So I called her up. I was like, hey, did you just drive by? I just see you drive by. She was like, yeah, I see you at your girl's house. I was like, yo, what is you doing? She's like, well, you know, you can go and have your fun tonight, and I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Don't worry about coming over to the house, because I'm going to have me another nigga at the house. I'm like, oh, y'all, peep this. This got to be a rap. Because if you don't wrap this up, then this is what's going to get you. So I thought I had, you know, let me go over there and give her back her key, because, yeah, I gotten her key. Yep, back. You know, she gave it back to me, whatever. You know, so I'm giving back her key and the clothes that I had in the closet, because I was going to, you know, job was really close, like I said. I was going to work the next day after I did my thing, you know, wherever I was going to do it, you know what I mean? Be 100. Stop in, get my stuff, you know, take my shower, go on to work. It's overtime. Hey. I get to the house, I'm like, hey, let me get my stuff. Let me give you your key. Let me get my stuff and let me go. She had other plans, and the plans were to grab me, accost me, ask me to stay, force me. And I'm like, nah. So I ended up grabbing my stuff, throwing them out on the porch just to get up out the house. Little things, you know what I mean? Stuff I was gonna wear to work or whatever else. And let me cut this reel off. So this girl runs out. This is no lie. This is not made up. Runs out on her porch, butt ass naked, screaming. Bloody murder, damn near. I'm like, oh my God. This is crazy. Mind you, at this time, because of some stuff, this was, maybe a few weeks after me getting out of jail for that bull from December. So I'm out. I'm out for real. I'm good gone. We done. So here we are in court. Now, here I am in court for the charges of domestic assault in December. So I've been back and forth to court maybe 1 or 2 times, just getting it all together, or what have you. But on this particular day, when I'm thinking I'm getting ready, you know what I mean? This is done with. I'm good. I'm real good. This is a wash. I'm not dealing with her no more. She said she wasn't gonna press no charges and all this. The judge calls my name and then says, "Wait to the side." I said, "Wait to the side for what?" "Because you have a warrant for your arrest." Here I am in court being served an arrest warrant for the same charge of domestic violence with the same person within the same year time frame, just a couple of weeks. Just a couple of weeks. I feel like I'm done. I can't Uber because, they knocked me off the platform. I knocked myself off. Let's just say that, real. But I can't Uber. And that's taking money out of my pocket. I'm gonna tell you, I told this broad, look, don't F with me and my money, period. I don't mess with yours. Don't mess with mine. So I go to jail. They got me sitting back there at the courthouse. They're getting ready to transfer me down to a booking or whatever. And, well, all right, we keep it at 100 here, right? I was sitting in that jail cell and I thought I was getting heated. I was like, damn. And I had these premonitions of me going to jail. But I kept myself from going to jail, doing anything where I'd have to go to jail. So I had these premonitions. And I'm like, damn. And this is the premonition where I saw myself going to jail. This is it. This is my premonition. I'm in jail. Oh, how do I get out of this? How do I really get out of this? Well, faked a heart attack. Fell out on the floor. Guard came by, saw me laying on the floor, yelled for other guard. They came in, called the ambulance. They took me to the hospital. Took me to emergency room, and there I sat, getting some tests done and everything. One thing I will say, I'm not going to go deep into this part on this, but a lot of stuff came full circle that day. I saw a young man that was working. He actually ended up being my taking some blood or something. He was in, he wasn't a nurse, but in that profession. This young man ended up being basically really my stepson. You know, last time I had seen him was he was 10 years old. His mother and I had parted ways, and you know, I had to tell him I was just leaving, going away. You know, just took a job or something like that. Made up to him. He was crying. I was crying. You know, we had a really good bond. But he was 10 years old last time I had seen him. So sitting in sitting in the hospital, the emergency room, it brought it full circle to me. And that was, stop this bullshit, Eddie. Stop it. It's got to stop. Or you can be an old bullshit artist and go nowhere in life. Well, stayed in the hospital for a couple days, and you know, after the couple days, I thought I was going to get out. You know, I thought, shoot, time served. You know, they had me chained to the bed, got all type of tests ran and stuff, found out a good lot, you know, good bill of health in a sense, you know. But I laugh because after, you know, they released me from the hospital, they took me on back downtown, and I had to serve my 12 hours. And I'm like, oh, I'm sitting here and booking and everything, and I'm like, damn, you might still got to do 12 hours? Because mind you, I didn't want to do no 12 hours when I was sitting in, you know, sitting in the cell at the courthouse. I ain't want no damn 12 hours, man. You go jail 12 hours. I can do this, you know, hospital, shoot, I'm locked up, basically. Time served, let me go. Like I said, so get to the booking, get booked in, you know, and I don't know all the procedures or nothing. You know, I used to know the stuff back in the days. I used to get locked up for driving, you know, off of revoked, suspended license, no license, all type of stuff like that. Never no DUIs, you know, nothing wild. But so they asked me if I need to see medical because I still had my medical bracelet or whatever that thing is, you know, from the hospital tag. So I was like, yeah. So I tried to do it one more time, and I fall out on the floor. They call for a gurney, you put me in a wheelchair, take me back to medical this time. They don't take me to the hospital. And I don't remember her name, never called her name, but the intake nurse at Davidson County, Metropolitan Jail, whatever, man, what's up? She kept it 100. She told me, hey, look, stop stressing. You gonna be okay. Stop getting yourself built up. You ain't going to the hospital. Ain't nothing wrong with your chest. So just chill. I was like, you know what? Let me go and take this one. Let me go and take this to the hip. I went in and took it to the hip. So I didn't spend a whole 12 hours. I think they did let me have some time served in there, you know, since I had been in the hospital. So I think I ended up staying there about 6 hours. Because I never went back to dressed down and everything. I was tired. I was like, man, I just want to go lay down. I was trying to make bail and stuff, and that was a rough time. That was just rough. But they finally released me. I will say my mother and her husband, they came down and bailed me out, and that was that on that. I never went back. She would still call and email and stuff, and I'd be like, I blocked her completely, completely all the way out. I had asked for a trial jury, a jury trial, whatever. And I tell you what, so man I used to work with told me this once, and I hold true to it. God takes care of fools and babies. Real talk. I never heard from the court systems. I would ask my court-appointed attorney, when we would go to trial and what have you. I sent him all of this information. I wasn't gonna pay for no lawyer, no, because I knew I was innocent. This girl sat up on the damn stand and said that I forced her to do things, to me and stuff like this. I'm like, man, she is lying. Luckily, what I did was I took pictures of the bruises that she put on me. She had pictures of supposed bruises that I put on her. Emails, voicemails, pictures, text messages, everything that I could gather. So I gave all of that stuff to this court-appointed attorney. And for a couple of months, I never heard anything. Finally, to wrap it all up, it was, I say around December. Yeah, it was December, following year. I called down to the court system and asked them about the case. And I tell you what, I got the best Christmas gift of all. And I looked it up online and printed it out. And it said the case was dismissed. I never went back to court, never had a jury trial, never, nothing. No court fees, no nothing. Gone. I used to think about this. I spent some years back and cry. I used to really cry and ask, what the heck is going on? And oh, something happened here. Yo, so I used to ask myself, like I said, what's really going on, and what was really going on, bro. You're not gonna like this, but it's real, karma. Like I said, I was banging. Think back, man. I had 5 different women, and steady mo counting on it. If I could, real talk. What good did that get me? I wasn't married, no. Wasn't in a relationship. Let me take that back. I was still legally married. Soon after I got the divorce papers. I might have already had the divorce papers. I don't know. But I wasn't with my wife. It wasn't with we were, together or separated or anything like that. It was a wrap. But I did learn the lesson. That's all I'm trying to say is karma's real. And a lot of times it's not just these women are crazy. We can drive them crazy. They can drive us crazy. But for me, I knew I wasn't trying to be 100. I knew it. Other four was cool with it. Fifth one, not so cool. Not so cool. Just think about that. That's all I'm trying to say. That's my situation, my story. But if anyone has run into that, then to a situation, and you're asking yourself, why me? Look at yourself. Nobody doing it but you. And we all can get out of things before we get into them. So thing is, just think first. I think now. 51 years old. Strong 51. Do I do the things that I used to do? Don't have the thoughts. Got the energy, don't have the want. That can be a problem. And when you see things that could be a problem, they'll just be a problem. Make it easy for yourself. Do what you do, but understand what you do involves somebody else. Yeah, like I said, if you like this, hey, put a thumbs up, subscribe, do whatever, share it. But just take the message and do the right thing. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.